This is lightningesl.com. Where do ideas come from? Ideas? What are ideas? Ideas are thoughts. But where do they come from? Do they come from the sky? They come from a book, the library, the internet? Ideas are all kinds of things, aren't they? They're part of thought. People think about all kinds of things, of course. That's what our brain is all about. Thought becomes originally from energy. How about this? How about doing that? That is where ideas come from. People in the advertising field and creativity field of all kinds think of ideas, how to make a different kind of a dance, a different kind of product, a different kind of shape or color, whatever. There's no right, there's no wrong. And sometimes we say to ourselves, is this a good idea? Is this a bad idea? Well, people actually want this. Do you want this? It's not always about what people want. It's what you want. If you're in a certain field of advertising, are you taking a need out there and making it into an actual product that people want and will pay for? It's an amazing thing. Sometimes we create a need out of sky. It wasn't there before. We try to make believe that people need this. They don't even realize it yet, but yes, they need it now. You didn't have this need of something before, but maybe you need it now. You want the latest gimmick, the latest this, the latest that. Think about the iPhone, for example, from Apple. Fabulous product. Comes out with new features. People who are basically enthralled by Apple and its products will say, I want the latest Apple, or PlayStation, or all kinds of things. I want the latest of this, I want the latest of that. Does it make it better than the old model? Sometimes, sometimes not. They might have changed the outside, the inside looks like, but they changed certain features or the color. You're creating a need that wasn't there before, but all of a sudden, oh, I want one of those. He's got one. Peer pressure says, I need one because everybody else has one. Then they say to you, why don't you have one of these like everybody else? And I always said, just because it's new doesn't mean you should have one. I'll say that again. Just because something seems new doesn't mean you have to have one. So when I talk about the idea, where did the idea of this or that come from, the idea, somebody out there in this planet, somewhere on the planet said, maybe the customer will like this. Maybe I want to make one of these. Never been done before. It's like the expression, make a better mousetrap. Isn't it? Where do ideas come from? They come from creativity, imagination, and things like that. Imagining we can land on the moon. A person can actually land on the moon. Hundreds of years ago, they thought you were crazy, nuts. Imagining making a new vehicle, like a car, going 200 kilometers an hour. At first, everybody thought you were nuts. Again, ideas are all kinds of things, good or bad. It's how you look at them. They're called ideas. This is part one of where ideas come from. Thank you very much for your time. Bye-bye.